It is day 6 of a desperate search for a 7-month-old baby boy named Emmanuel Harrow. Baby Emmanuel was reported missing last Thursday.
New disturbing details tonight about what may have happened to 7-month-old baby Emmanuel.
The number of children that have been moved out of the Harrow home into the custody of others is nothing short of alarming.
Parents accused of doing the unthinkable, a baby's body still missing, and a frustrated district attorney saying it could have.
In this case, it did. It failed. You mean to tell me that he only served 6 months in jail for his priors? Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Welcome back. I am your host, Click That Reacts. Today's story is coming out of Riverside, California, which I believe is part of San Bernardino County, California. Now, today we're covering a story that, honestly, I wasn't even going to cover the story. Just out of respect of anybody who might have been affected by this tragedy.
Back here in SoCal, Riverside and San Bernardino County officials shedding light on the murder case against Jake and Rebecca Harrow.
Me, myself, personally, I went through a range of different emotions while researching this story in this case and learning all of the egregious details. And yes, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm talking about the tragic case of 7-month-old baby Emmanuel.
It is day 6 of a desperate search for a 7-month-old baby boy named Emmanuel Harrow.
New disturbing details tonight about what may have happened to 7-month-old baby Emmanuel. New developments in the search for missing 7-month-old baby Emmanuel.
Baby Emmanuel was reported missing last Thursday
as the search for their baby's body continues.
Now, I couldn't find the original videos where the mother and father were claiming that this was an abduction, that they were shopping at Big Five when the mother was hit in the back of the head and rendered unconscious. And when she came back to her senses, her baby was missing.
His mother, Rebecca Harrow, claimed that a stranger approached her from behind, said, "Hola," and then knocked her unconscious. She says when she woke up, baby Emmanuel was gone, right there in the parking lot, gone. But according to investigators, Rebecca's story didn't add up all the way. Rebecca refused a lie detector test, and both she and her husband have stopped cooperating with the police.
Now, after days of having the entire community and the entire police force out searching for baby Emmanuel and having the whole entire community believing this story about him being abducted, new details were finally found and released.
New disturbing details tonight about what may have happened to 7-month-old baby Emmanuel.
Tonight it is Jake's past, however, that is becoming a lot more worrisome. And the details that we've just learned about the baby's father and his criminal past, absolutely hair-raising.
Fox 11's Nick Garcia live in Riverside with the new information that we've learned.
Now, at this point of the video, I'm going to go ahead and give you fair warning. Some of these details are going to start to get a bit hard to stomach, confusing, and even more hard to understand.
The number of children that have been moved out of the Harrow home into the custody of others is nothing short of alarming.
Right, Susan. Well, today we learned more about what investigators believe happened to baby Emmanuel.
So at this point, it would appear that the police have figured out this is no longer a case of child abduction, but yet child abuse, but abuse by the hands of the people that are supposed to be protecting him, raising him, and giving him a beautiful life. Now, at this point is when I started seeing people saying that this was a breakdown of the justice system and that our government is the one that failed baby Emmanuel. And that sparked my curiosity because I started wondering, how did the justice system fail baby Emmanuel? And the details that I found out, well, let me just show you.
Both Jake and his ex-wife Vanessa Avila pleaded guilty to the charges, and tonight we have learned that crime was committed against his own 10-week-old baby girl, a child who survived but suffered horrendous lifelong injuries. We've got photos of the child.
But we also learn more about that previous child cruelty case that Jake Harrow pleaded guilty in back in 2018. The Riverside County District Attorney saying he abused his then infant daughter in 2018 so much she's now bedridden. Parents accused of doing the unthinkable, a baby's body still missing, and a frustrated district attorney saying it could have all been prevented.
So remember at the beginning of the video when I told you that I went through a range of different emotions while investigating this case here? Now this is one of the reasons why. Not only should this man have not been in the presence of any kid at all, he shouldn't even have been out on the streets in my opinion. So what started off as sadness and disbelief now started turning towards anger and frustration to our so-called Justice Department, because it seems in this case it failed.
If a judge had sent Jake Harrow to prison for severe child abuse years ago,
that decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Harrow should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened.
Yesterday, we learned about his felony child cruelty conviction, the one that put him in jail for 6 months back in 2023. And I should tell you that the family has given us permission to show those photos, likely as a warning about Jake Harrow.
So not only does he have priors of child abuse and child neglect, you mean to tell me that he only served 6 months in jail for his priors? Now, wait until you hear the details and the pure, brutal, and gruesome and egregious acts that he did. And maybe you'll understand a little bit more about why I was so angry and frustrated, not just towards Emmanuel's father, but also towards our so-called justice system.
But I do want to tell you this. When we show you those photos, they are quite disturbing. So fair warning in advance. Here is the little girl in her hospital bed, 10 weeks old. She is recovering here from several fractures to her ribs, to her skull, and to her legs. She is also recovering from a brain hemorrhage.
And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today.
Instead, Harrow was given probation for admitting to abusing his then infant daughter to the point she now has cerebral palsy.
Here we have to understand what you're dealing with is an experienced child abuser.
Wednesday, new charges against both. For Jake, felony willful harm to a child and felony possession of a firearm and ammunition. Rumors continue to swirl online, leading to the spread of misinformation about the case and people conducting their own searches for Emmanuel's remains.
The number of children that have been moved out of the Harrow home into the custody of others is nothing short of alarming. Let me take you back for a moment. This little girl was eventually removed from the Harrow home and she was adopted by one of Vanessa's cousins. That cousin has cared for this little girl and even renamed her. Her new name is Promise Faith.
Now, I do just want to go ahead and say really quick that all of my love, thoughts, and prayers go out to the cousin that decided to take on each and every one of these kids. Thank you so much for that. And I hope you get all the love and support from the community and from everyone that you deserve.
According to the cousin, Promise is now 7 years old. But take a look at this picture. The damage that she suffered from those injuries was permanent. Promise was left blind. Promise was left unable to walk. Promise was left unable to talk and unable to swallow due to strangulation. We are told from this cousin that Promise has 3% brain function, that Promise needs a feeding tube, and that Promise will need round-the-clock care for the rest of her life. The same cousin who adopted this little girl, Promise, also took in Jake's oldest son, who she says was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. That child was named after his father, Jake, but the cousin also renamed the little boy. His new name is Carlos. And now this same cousin who has taken in 2 of Jake Harrow's children, one that Jake Harrow beat into a lifelong condition, another that was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Now this cousin is caring for a 3rd child removed from the Harrow home just this week.
So this man has already had 3 of his kids prior taken away, one of which he abused so badly she is blind, bedridden, and can't even swallow. And you mean to tell me that when he was in the household of a 4th child, nobody in our so-called Justice Department decided to intervene, investigate?
So let's just contemplate this as you see these pictures. Jake Harrow, who beat this child, received 6 months in jail and probation afterwards.
Now, as of right now, investigators suspect that baby Emmanuel was killed before this so-called missing or child abduction report was even reported, suspecting that he has been being abused for a very long time.
Prosecutors say the baby suffered ongoing abuse that ultimately took his life. The mystery that lingers is the location of his remains.
So now I wonder, with his priors and with this happening yet again, multiple times, multiple occasions, is this finally enough to go ahead and lock him up and throw away the key? I already seen reports were saying that this is not enough for a death penalty. I guess my opinion is neither here nor there, but I do wonder, are we finally going to at least give him life in prison? Now let's have a serious discussion here for a second, because to me this highlights a much deeper problem that we are currently facing in America and honestly across the world. These type of cases happen too often, where these kids, these babies, are being abused by the people that are supposed to be protecting them, raising them, teaching them. And yet somehow these acts of violence keep going unnoticed. The Justice Department knows nothing, it seems like. The schools, the teachers, the neighbors, the community, the people, the friends, the family members all seem to have no clue that anything was going on when these cases happen, or even in instances where they do. And things are being reported. Still, the system that we voted for, the system that we have in place, does nothing. My thoughts, baby Emmanuel is just another victim of soft on crime democratic policies. And this right here is one of the main reasons why criminals need to face the full extent of the justice system. We need to quit letting offenders out, especially before they serve a proper amount of time. 6 months in jail was nowhere near enough time for what he did to his first daughter, his daughter. But he's not the only person that has an extensive violent criminal background, but yet is still out running around on the streets. And honestly, I can keep it real with y'all because this is what I like to do. Cases like this and instances like this is one of the main reasons why I started going down this rabbit hole of becoming a Republican, and why I am now and truly a Republican. Democrats are just way too soft on crime, in my opinion. Cases like this should never happen. People like this should not ever be out on the streets walking through our communities. I have kids of my own, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there do too as well. I mean, I think it's a shame that anytime my kid goes outside, I have to constantly be worried about him. We at this point, we all need to almost have tracking devices on our kids, because we have so many judges and liberal people that are in office that love these soft on crime policies. If you don't believe me, check out my last video and subscribe to the channel, and you will hear more stories like this, where even the mayor of Chicago, one of the most violent cities and one of the most crime-ridden cities that we have here in America, where he even says that locking up criminals is not the answer to the problem. So then my question would have to be this: if locking these people up and trying to prevent crime before it happens is not the way forward, then please, down in the comment section, let me know what you guys' solution is, plans are. What is your opinions about how we can prevent things like this from happening? And before we go, I just want to say that all of my thoughts and prayers are going out to every single kid in the world, and also to every single parent, grandparent, uncle, cousin, anybody that is out there raising kids. My thoughts and prayers go out to you guys as well. Thank each and every one of you for checking out today's video. And if you haven't already and you want to see more interesting stories and topics like this one, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a video from me. And also, if you have the time, go ahead and give it a like and share this video with a friend so we can get their thoughts and opinions on these topics as well. As always, I am your host, Click That Reacts, and I'll see y'all in the next one.